Hello, vinyl community and YouTubers everywhere. In the last video, I showed some Barbra Streisand, and if I had any street cred, I might have ruined it. So I thought I'd do a video today to try to get a little bit of it back. Of course, I like Barbra Streisand. She's one of the best American singers ever. Today's video is just going to be about audiophile 45 RPM recordings. I just got back into vinyl a year and a half ago, and so I've been picking up a lot of records, a lot of these high quality records, high sound quality records, because the sound is important to me, and I'll listen to a great sounding recording even if I'm not that crazy about the music. And so I don't have these in any particular order, just kind of the way I pulled them off the shelf. Have a lot of 33 RPM recordings too, and I've been debating how I'm going to organize these, whether I'm going to put the 33s in the genres they belong, but the 45s, I'm definitely going to keep them in their own category. For one thing, they're not always that clearly marked that they're 45 RPM. So this makes it easy. I don't have to get out the package and scrutinize, or in a few cases even put them on and play them to see which speed they were. So I'm going to start out today and go through these pretty quickly because there's quite a few of them. T for the Tillerman, Cat Stevens. Pretty much everybody knows this record. Gatefold. Not much interest on the inside of it. I'm going to show the packaging. Not all of these, but the majority of these are probably done by Analog Productions, pressed at Quality Record Pressing. They're doing the best work, and when you get those, you just know that they're going to be good. T for the Tillerman. This is a numbered edition, gold stamp. I got number 406. Most of these, they reproduce the packaging exactly, the labels exactly. There's the record, of course, double LP record. Comes with more information about the process. Picture there of the original tape boxes. All of these things are redone from the original analog masters, and they're going to sound great. Of course, these things are relatively expensive, so sometimes you might think, well, I'll get an original first press, be less expensive and sound just as good. Well, it may not sound just as good, and most of these things that are really desirable, they may not be any less expensive. The original pressings may or may not have been great, depending who did them, how they were done, how they were pressed, and so forth. And so when you get one, you don't know for sure what you're going to get till you put it on the turntable. But with these analog production issues, you can be pretty sure what you're going to get when you open it up. This also comes with one of their advertisements showing a number of the records that they've done. Several pages here, not going to open it all up, but if you want good sounding records, that's the place to go. Next record. A lot of these are gatefolds, but I haven't taken them out of the shrink, so I've never even opened up the gatefold. This is one of them. The new Eric Clapton, I Still Do, 180 gram, 45 RPM, produced by Glenn Johns. Great sounding record. Really happy to have that. One of my favorites. Melody Gardot, my one and only thrill. This is an ORG limited edition. This is number 575. A number of these weren't originally done on vinyl because vinyl wasn't popular. Now it's gotten popular. A lot of them have been redone. Actually, missing in my group today is going to be my Diana Krall 45 RPM. But I got those in a different area, and I forgot to pull them out. But they're the same thing. She did the CDs, and they've just been recently reissued on 45 RPM vinyl. The thing about these, I can't imagine them staying in the catalog past whenever their initial pressings run out. So I pick these things up when I see them because in a couple years they won't be available again and the price will be going up. Another ORG. Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Again, haven't opened this up all the way. This is number 561. Ella and Louie again. On Verve, this is one I've taken out. I love those Ella and Louie recordings. The first one is the best one. This one is not quite as good, but it is still excellent. And of course, it sounds so great, you just have to have it. One of the first ones I bought, because this is one of the records my dad had. You've seen this before in a couple of my videos. Julie is her name, Julie London. This is number 2,153. I guess these were a little more popular. One of the people that the audiophile hardware people love is Lynn Stanley. Her recordings are all done with the best Los Angeles studio musicians in one of the best recordings, and she has become an audiophile person herself, very interested in the sound quality. This is one of those records that when you watch the various audiophile get-togethers that they have, you'll see them playing her records in the various rooms. Top-rated album, the best album of 2013 by somebody. This one has a serial number on it, but it's a bigger number. At least until recently, she had only had 3, and I picked up all 3 of them. Here's one called Interludes. These are kind of American songbook records with a good jazz backing. And of course, the audio fidelity is excellent. Got one here I'm going to take out of the package. Like a lot of the people are doing when you get these special editions. She signed this, you can see right there. Really nice packaging. Gate folds. Come with a lot of information. These are just all outstanding quality and really good. And again, these are the kind of records that I think these aren't going to be in production indefinitely. I showed this record in another video, Analog Productions, Ella Fitzgerald, Let No Man Write My Epitaph, which this was the soundtrack for a movie in which only a couple of the tunes actually appeared in the movie. Of course, everybody knows this record. Dave Brubeck Quartet, double LP, 45 RPM, you know, one of the top all-time recordings made, and of course it sounds fantastic. A lot of these are numbered, but it's not always easy to find the number. Sitting on the floor in my last video, somebody commented on this record, The Doors' L.A. Woman. Analog Productions, 45 RPM, mastered by Doug Sachs. Gatefold. Just listened to this again the other day. Boy, sounds great. Not likely, but in case our old friend Robert Z happens to watch this video, he always likes to talk about Mo-Fi. He's kind of Mr. Mo-Fi. I watched his videos. As far as I knew, I didn't have a Mo-Fi. I'd never had a Mo-Fi. Turns out I did have one. Jefferson Airplane, Surrealistic Pillow. Original master recording, Mo-Fi. What number do I have? Number 320, Robert, in case you're watching. This happened to be a singer, Myra Taylor, My Night to Dream. I guess you could say a little bit maybe in the style of Ella Fitzgerald. Person who was quite talented that never really got their due. And Chad over at Audiophile Productions, he liked this record. He took it upon himself to reissue this. And the great thing about these is, too, you can just be sure these aren't going to be repressed. When they're gone, they're gone. I can't believe that he made any money by pressing this record, but he loves music, so he presses them anyway, and that's what we're all about. One last record in my 45 RPM grouping. Again, I've got 3 or 4 Diana Kralls that are on 45 RPM. The Hot Club of San Francisco. Yerba Buena Bounce, special guest David Grisman, reference recordings, reference master cuts, half speed mastered, 200 gram, 45 RPM. Of course, great sounding, this kind of the gypsy jazz kind of stuff, Django Reinhardt, and if you like that kind of music, not going to get one that sounds any better than this one. So that's my 45 RPM audiophile quality recordings. Hope you enjoyed seeing something a little different today. See ya.